How's it going, y'all? It's me, Noah, here. I'm on Caltrain 135 with my childhood stuffed animal. We got on this train at Menlo Park and we'll be riding to South San Francisco. This train is making all stops to 4th and King Street Station in San Francisco as it's a local train. Got him right there. We are pulling into Redwood City Station 2 minutes early at 2:01 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Right on time at 2:03 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling out of Redwood City with our next stop being San Carlos. He's liking the ride. We're about to be meeting up with Caltrain 134 soon. That's a southbound local train making all the stops to Diridon Station in San Jose. At 2:05 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, here we are pulling into San Carlos Station, and there's Caltrain 134. That's a southbound local train making all the stops to Diridon Station in San Jose. 337, 338 set. Here it is, departing San Carlos Station 2 minutes late at 2:05 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And here we are pulling in at the same time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At 2:06 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, here we are pulling out of San Carlos with our next stop being Belmont. At 2:08 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, here we are pulling into Belmont Station a minute early to make our scheduled stop. Right on time at 2:09 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, here we are pulling out of Belmont with our next stop being Hillsdale. I wonder why we're going slow a little bit. This is where the old Hillsdale station was. There's the mall right there. Right on time at 2:12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling into Hillsdale Station.
Hillsdale Station.
Minute late at 2:13 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling out of Hillsdale, with our next stop being Hayward Park. A minute early at 2:14 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling into Hayward Park Station. Two minutes early at 2:15 p.m. Right on time at 2:15 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling out of Hayward Park, with our next stop being San Mateo. He's loving it. There's downtown San Mateo right there. Downtown San Mateo. Downtown San Mateo. Downtown San Mateo. A minute early at 2:16 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling into San Mateo Station to make our scheduled stop. Right on time at 2:17 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling out of San Mateo with our next stop being Burlingame. We're about to be meeting up with Caltrain 136. That is a southbound local train making all the stops to Diridon Station in San Jose. A minute early at 2:19 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling into Burlingame Station, and there's Caltrain 136. That's a southbound local train making all the stops to Diridon Station in San Jose. 305, 306, and a SU set. 306 is leading and 305 is trailing. There it is, right next to us.
Burlingame Station.
There goes Caltrain 136, departing a minute early at 2:19 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, with its next stop being San Mateo. Right on time at 2:20 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are departing Burlingame, with our next stop being Millbrae. That same set on the 136 will be on the 145 later. At 2:21 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, here we are going through the weekend station, only stop Broadway. There's the restaurant Maverick Jack's. That is where the trains only stop on the weekends only. The Yellow Train Museum right there. 2 minutes early at 2:22 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling into Millbrae Station to make our scheduled stop.
Our next station stops in Bruno. Redwood Station is next. This is Caltrain 135.
Right, a minute early. Here we are pulling out of. Here we are departing Millbrae. Here we are departing Millbrae at 2:23 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, with our next stop being San Bruno, and then my stop is after that, and our stop is after that. He is loving the ride. There's the platform of the old San Bruno station. At 2:26 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, here we are pulling into San Bruno Station to make our scheduled stop. Alright, y'all, be right back. At 2:27 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, here we are pulling out. Here we are departing San Bruno Station, with our next stop being South San Francisco, which is where we'll be exiting this train. We'll be getting off. got him. I've got him. I've got him. There's Sign Hill. There's South San Francisco Sign Hill right there, and there's downtown right there. This is my hometown, even though I'm not going home. My main hometown. A minute early at 2:29 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Here we are pulling into South San Francisco Station. We're about to be getting off this train right now. Alright folks, here we are. Here we are folks, South San Francisco Station. Alright y'all, here goes Caltrain 135 to 4th and King Street Station in San Francisco. Making all the stops. The next stop for this train will be Bayshore. 313 leading. 3131 coach, 3132 bike car, 3133 coach, 3135 coach, 3136 bike car, and 314 trailing. Alright y'all, there goes Caltrain 135 to 4th and King Street Station in San Francisco, making all the stops. The next stop for this train will be Bayshore. Alright y'all, thanks for riding with us. It's me, Noah Larson, signing off. Have a good one.